So we've just walked, how far have we walked so far?
5k.
5k to the town centre. It is so hot. Well,
not fully central, but
Jack thinks he knows where we are, so
well, ish.
we're just gonna walk along this river. So in true English style, we've just made a pit stop at a Starbucks.
And this is what I said we didn't want to do. I said we don't want to be having stuff we can have at home, but someone needed the toilet, and then the toilets were shut, but we'd already got in the queue and ordered our drinks.
And
so
we just needed something cold because it's so roasting.
And let's just have a little look at the lovely €5 little, whatever, I don't even know what you call them.
Like a shawl.
Shawl, blanket, whatever.
Just got conned into buying.
Had to buy it off a looky man for €5.
And then my dress was too short, so I had to pull my shorts right down to my knee.
Anyway, we made it in. It was €20 and we've got the tickets to come and see the cathedral, which we're in, and then we're also going up the bell tower, which is 414 steps on a day where it's like 36 degrees because driving yesterday wasn't enough. And what else are we getting to see? I think there's something else.
Museum and the baptistry.
So yeah, anyway, very beautiful.
There was a bit of an argument with the scarf man. Someone else tried to sell it to me for 10. And Jack was like, no, you'll probably get it in there. So we said no. And then this other bloke came along and said €5.
Anyway, very, very nice. Look at that. Beauty.
Nem, amúgy ez magasabb, azt mondják.
Ez a magasabb 5 méterre.
Na milyen volt?
Ennél volt rosszabb. Biztos, hogy van. So we're just enjoying a nice steak. Well, as you can see, we've pretty much eaten it all with some wine. and we're being serenaded with Beauty and the Beast. And Jack's been laughing at me for knowing the words.
So we're in Piazza del Duomo, which is like where the main churchy chapel thing is, with the big dome roof in Florence, outside there. And we're just, yeah, smashing through a Fiorentina steak. Got a people for two. Oh, my English is terrible. Eat for two menu.
Yeah, we had bruschetta to start, and we've got tiramisu and some coffees in true Italian style to come.
Red wine.
Good morning, everyone. So it is Tuesday, so day 2 in Florence. Yesterday we just had a little mooch around the town, went up the bell tower. You would have seen because I took some clips, and then we finished off by having a steak, and then we did our 5.5k walk back to our hotel. And now today we are going to go back towards the town to have some lunch. It's about 11 o'clock now. We haven't had breakfast. We've been having quite chilled starts to the day, and we've booked to go to Bobbly Gardens this afternoon because we just basically went on TikTok, things to do in Florence, and it was on the top 10 list of things to do. We've done pretty much everything else that was on there, and we're going to go to the, remind me what it's called?
Piazza Michelangelo.
Tonight, to see the sunset. People say to go sunrise or sunset, but sunset seems to be a little bit more popular and a bit more going on. So yeah, we're just heading into the town now, and then we will go to the gardens. And we're also going to try and find a wine window. Jack was saying about them yesterday, but we weren't really on the lookout for it, to be honest. But we're going to try and find that today, just to experience it, because I think it's quite cool. Yeah. And probably get just a couple of souvenirs. Whoa! We got a few bits yesterday, but we were on foot, so obviously we didn't want to get too much, but I want to get a couple of other things for just some family members. So yeah. So we've just got into Bobbly Gardens after trying to find it for quite some time. Really, really poorly signposted, and there's nowhere to park, and we're in a car, so that was fun, but we've made it. So
well, it doesn't help that on the website or whatever we booked on, it said about you have to be here on time. Then we're obviously trying to find,
and that you have to book in advance.
We're trying to find parking spaces, and then we're like we're going to be late, thinking we're just not going to, we're going to get turned away, and then you find out they don't care, you can turn up any time, and
there's no queue to buy tickets,
whatever. So anyway, irrelevant to that, we're here now, and it's very nice, but it's very hot.
Yes, it's 37 degrees, so we are melting, but we're just going to have a wander around and see what it's all about. Oh no, you can't go in there. Hello again, everybody. So it's a little while later now. It is 10 to 8 and we're just on our way to the place we said earlier,
Piazza Michelangelo.
Yeah, that's it, to watch the sunset. So it said the sunset's gonna happen about 8:57, so yeah, hopefully we'll be there about 8:05, and then I think that you have to walk up a little bit to find a spot, whatever. So obviously we'll have a little bit of time, hopefully. Oh, speed bump. So yeah, we went to the Bobbly Gardens earlier, as you would have seen, because I took a couple of clips, but we weren't overly impressed, to be honest. As far as gardens go, we were both kind of expecting lots of pretty flowers, colour, etc. And it was just mainly sort of trees. And there was a botanical garden, but it was just very, again, it was just full of trees, like palm trees, etc. Just wasn't, it was a little bit underwhelming. But to be honest, we were so hot and it was just uncomfortable walking around in the heat, that, yeah, we didn't stay for too long.
Yeah, I think it was, I'm glad we did. I'd rather say we did it than we didn't do it. But at this time of year, it was a bit too much, if I'm honest. After our big day yesterday and the big weekend, I feel like I'm just generally quite fatigued, and it was just like a real drag. Legs felt really heavy.
It was the hottest part of the day as well.
37 degrees I clocked on the phone. And yeah, I feel like when I went to the botanical gardens in Palermo in Sicily many years ago, it was much more vibrant and kind of plants from all over the place, whereas it just seemed like a few palm trees, more of what we kind of already saw around the rest of the gardens. So a little bit, as Corinne said, underwhelming, not that exciting. Not that the plants are that exciting anyway, but you at least, you like to see a bit of colour and a bit of zhuzh, and there was none of that, I would say. So,
but there is 111 acres. Obviously, you can't get into every bit of it, but you have to kind of follow like each path and where each path takes you. So potentially we maybe missed out a few bits. Maybe they were a little bit more exciting, the bits we didn't manage to get to. But we've been having a little bit of a nightmare with the parking and driving and stuff, because we've got the hire car from obviously the race weekend, and we thought, why not, let's just keep it. But trying to park it somewhere close to what we need to do, you'd think that Bobbly Gardens would have a car park, but they don't. I mean, they do, but only for like 10 cars. And we managed to pay for our parking twice because the instructions on the parking meter were absolutely pants. So yeah, it's been a bit of a challenge, but we're living to tell the tale. And yeah, hopefully we can get some nice pictures, some videos of the sunset.
yeah.
It's like 30 minutes to walk there, right? Don't mind me, I've just had a bit of a sneezing fit. Seem to have very bad hay fever, so probably going to sneeze again. But quick review of the viewpoint.
Yeah, so I thought it was quite nice. Typical our luck that it was a bit of a poor visibility day. Like apparently it was quite bad, like pollution, and you could definitely see kind of from about 8 o'clock onwards, you could just see it was like a very misty, foggy kind of outlook, but it was very nice. Unfortunately, again, the sun kind of set behind a cloud about 10-15 minutes before it actually set, and I feel like now it's behind the clouds, you kind of, although the official sunset time was 8:57, I feel like from about 8:40, 8:45, well, I look like Iron Man, like I've got like a mask because of the lights that go behind. Yeah, because it kind of went and disappeared without properly setting and doing the big orange glow thing, we kind of missed what I feel like people would come for. But I think if you came on the right day, it would be really nice. We actually went to the level below the main Piazza Michelangelo. We went to the level below where they've got a bit of a bar, and we had a spritz and stood on the side and kind of, yeah, I guess, you know, traditionally we'd have watched it go down, but like I say, we kind of missed it because of the weather. But I still thought it was quite nice. Everyone's in good spirits up there.
They're now having a little bit of a party, which I think is quite common from what I've seen on social media, that they have Italian music and a dance, and there was a bit of volleyball, basketball, and yeah, just having a bit of a party and a celebration. But we haven't actually eaten yet, so we are going to head back and have some food, and then probably get to bed because we fly home tomorrow. So
yeah, we think we're probably going to call it a night, because I just feel that after the last couple of weeks with moving and just the race weekend and everything in general, I just feel battered, to be honest. And although we've had some, well, I've had some nice lie-ins the last couple of days, we also walked 20 kilometres yesterday, and still probably today, probably best part of 10 kilometres, and it's just been so hot that you just feel drained. You're not really resting. So yes, although I feel better after the race weekend, I still feel quite battered and tired. And obviously for me, I'm moving straight on to my next event slash adventure. So yeah, you know, again, some long days and long, like, late nights coming up for the next few days. And yeah, we've got a lot of exciting stuff coming up with our house, you know, in the coming weeks and months. So I feel like we have to just grab an early night where we can without, I know it seems boring, but you know. It
still won't be that early though by the time we get to bed. It's
early in Italy. Early in Italy.
And it'll probably be gone 10 o'clock, nearly 11 o'clock by the time we've obviously eaten, had a wash, etc. So we're old and boring now. That's just the reality of the situation. Well, at least I definitely am. Jack can be a little bit of a party geezer when he's away working. But
Jack is very easily led astray.
He is.
Don't buy me a beer because it's dangerous.
So, is it going to focus? Yes. It is now Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday morning.
We've just filled up the rental car to drop it off, so we're just on our way there now, and then we're going to head to the airport to obviously check in and get ready for our flight home, which we're both very much looking forward to.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's one of those, like, obviously I love travel with all my work with Lambo, with racing. I've been so fortunate to spend the last kind of 10 years traveling around, seeing amazing places, seeing amazing racetracks all around the world. But there's always, I don't know whether everyone finds the same, but I just think there's nothing like getting home, and especially as we've just bought our house and we're kind of part way through sorting everything out and making it ours, you know, in terms of like making changes and adjustments and obviously buying stuff. We've kind of got most things now, but I just think there's nothing quite like just getting home to your own space. And like I do feel like I spend so much time in Italy and with Italians. I do honestly sometimes think I'm part Italian now, but I hate to say it, no offence, but I do just love getting home, and love getting home to England, to English things and English ways and everything like that.
Yes, so we just thought that we'd jump on here and just do a very quick summary of our trip. The battery's flashing red. Let me just change the pack quickly. Sorry about that, we are back. So yeah, just to summarise our trip. Obviously I don't know if we kind of explained it at the beginning, but the only reason that we've stayed on is because Jack's racing there anyway. We've already got the flights, so it made sense to obviously, where we've bought the house, if we're already paying for the flights, we might as well just add on a couple of nights in another hotel rather than forking out on another holiday. So that's the reason that we chose to stay on. Probably in an ideal world, we wouldn't have chosen to come to Florence in July because we knew it was going to be hot. I don't think we realised quite this hot, but yeah, to anyone that's thinking of coming here, maybe go a bit later in the year. We were saying around September,
I'd probably say, I mean, I don't know what the weather's like then either, but I can imagine it's probably perfect around maybe March, April time, or like September, October, just a little bit cooler. If it was like 25, 30 degrees, I feel you could do everything we did and enjoy it a hell of a lot more. Just that extra little bit you know, where it's kind of 37. It's just for, especially for, I think for British people who aren't used to it, it's just too hot. I think for anyone walking around in the sun, it's all right if you're just going like, you know, restaurant to restaurant or whatever, but if you actually want to walk around and see stuff and do stuff, it's too much.
Yeah, so that would be our first tip, is if you are thinking of coming, maybe just check the weather and come when it's about like 25, 26.
Yeah, I think something like that would be perfect.
Or if you are used to the heat, maybe even 30 is okay for you. Like last night it cooled down to 31 degrees and we both said it was actually quite refreshing and nice. Probably because we got used to it, but yes, that would be our first thing. And then just do your research as to what you're going to do. Obviously with the house move, we haven't had much time to actually sit down and say, right, we're going to go here, 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 to make the most of our trip.
Yeah,
it kind of crept up on us quite quickly. So for instance, if we were to come back again, what I'd love to do is one of the cooking courses and the wine tasting, where you actually book day trips and obviously you get picked up and then dropped off again. But unfortunately we just didn't have the time. By the time Monday came around, we had a bit more of a chilled, relaxed day, and then obviously there was no point kind of doing anything on the Tuesday because there was other things that we could be doing. So I think maybe 4 or 5 days would be perfect to do everything.
I'd say between 3 to 4 days with, 4 days with a couple of day trips or, you know, tours planned, and then probably a day or two just wandering around doing all the usual touristy stuff, you know, and
just to get your bearings, I think. So, and there's a few things that Jack said that he'd like to have done as well, which obviously we haven't had the chance to, but we can come back, it's not going anywhere. But yeah, we definitely wasted a lot of time kind of pondering as to what we were going to do, and then as we've said already, it was just too hot to do anything, to be honest. So do your research and pick a better time of year to come. Anything else?
Not really. I would, out of what we did, just again to summarise what we did, I'd say the dinner we had in the main square,
that was the Trattoria Zaza.
No, it wasn't. No, the dinner in the square. So we had like a steak dinner. I can't remember the restaurant. Maybe we can check the receipt.
I think it was like,
put it in the comments or something.
Bottinga or something.
Yeah, but anyway, we had a steak in the square right by the big dome cathedral. Very nice. You know, people were playing live music. I feel like that was, you know, about
I took a few clips, so
about as you know, amazing as it gets. That was really cool. Trattoria Zaza was very nice. We had a truffle carbonara, very, very good. Would recommend people to try there. What else? I would definitely recommend the bell tower and all, again, like I say, all the normal touristy stuff that we did Monday was very good. The
only thing that I don't think we mentioned, or maybe we did, but we'll just say it again, was there was packages for what you could do. So there was the bell tower, the baptistry, the museum and the cathedral. There was also the dome, but the dome was sold out until this Sunday, which obviously we're not going to be here for. So again, if you want to do that sort of thing, maybe look at booking it in advance, because clearly it sells out quite quickly. But the bell tower and everything else that we did was still really good. Yeah, that was cool. I personally, I feel was a little bit let down by Bobbly Gardens. I just don't think it quite delivered on what we thought. Kind of, you normally think of like a botanical garden as quite, you know, colourful and a lot of stuff from all around the world, but it definitely didn't have that. So yeah, unless you're dead into just seeing just trees and gravel, or if you're going to go for a picnic, I feel like a picnic or a little walkabout is quite nice, but it wasn't as exciting as I thought it was going to be. I kind of, you know, normally a botanical garden kind of has plants from all around the world, and it was just kind of a few, you know, palm trees and stuff. But the other thing as well that we didn't manage to get around to doing, which we both really wanted to do but we just didn't have the time, was the wine windows. So just finding one of the windows and obviously getting a glass of wine just to experience that little bit of, is it only in Florence? I think so. I mean, probably my Italian colleagues will crucify me, but yeah, I think it's only a Florence thing, but I'm not sure. So yeah, just plan a little bit better is all we'd say. A beautiful city, and yeah, definitely recommend coming to Florence. If you're ever in Italy or planning a trip through Italy or have time, whatever, I would definitely recommend coming to Florence. Yes. So thank you for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure that you like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Thank you all so much for the support that we've been receiving recently. It means a lot to us both. So
yes.
we will see you soon in our next video.